We'll move on to our second presentation. We're moving a little bit north from Wicklow to Dublin City. Recruiting has been very difficult. And I was at an event for the LGMA a couple of weeks ago, and the idea that if going in to get a job in a local authority used to be the holy grail, that people would say, that's it, you're in, and you can expand your career, you can do what you want, and you can build your career from there. It's become a lot more competitive in the current market to try and recruit good talent and to show them that the local authority is actually a place that is worth working in, that you can make a change. So this particular local authority decided to bring about an innovative recruitment initiative, 18 months over 2 distinct recruitment initiatives for their operational workforce, for their outdoor teams. Would you please welcome to talk about that with his 15 minutes, Senior Executive Officer for Employee Relations and Development at Dublin City Council, Mr. Simon Brock, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Jonathan, and thank you to NOAC and the LGMA and the CCMA for the invite here today to talk about Dublin City Council's innovative recruitment initiatives. We're all acutely aware, I think, of the challenges of the recruitment market and the challenges that we've faced as local authorities. And some of the actions that Dublin City Council have taken, just not getting the slides to move on. Great, nothing. Perfect, thank you. Apologies for that. Some of the actions that we've taken are probably similar to those that other local authorities and other sectors have taken, including enhancing our social media presence, increasing our employee onboarding resources and tools, creating an employee onboarding intranet site, video presence, tools for new recruits coming into the organisation, promoting our employee benefits, and presenting ourselves as an employer of choice and engaging with the market and stakeholders in relation to that. And that's in addition to focusing on the transformation of the HR function, advancing digitisation, automation of processes and procedures, and increasing the use of technology and modernising our approach to learning and development. One of the areas where we had specific challenges was the operational recruitment. We had a decrease in operational numbers throughout 2020 to 22 for obvious reasons. There was difficulties with recruitment. There was the natural rate of attrition through resignations and retirements. And there was a large resource required to run large open competitions. And with the labour market challenges that we're experiencing, with a very tight sector, with high competition, with possibly better remuneration on offer in other sectors, how were we going to address this was the question that came to mind. And the traditional method of the large open competition, I suppose, seemed like not the right approach to take at this time. And one of the reasons for that, I suppose, was that it would take time to run those competitions. We would create large panels, and by the time we got to appointing people, those panels become largely redundant. So one of the ways that we have tried to promote the recruitment to our operational workforce is through the use of video, promoting opportunities in our operations teams, the diversity of opportunities, the types of work, the variety of work, and the variety of different types and patterns of work. And I just have this video here for you today. But in terms of the specific recruitment, we decided to pilot 2 approaches: a targeted recruitment campaigns and a general operative traineeship programme. And these were 2 distinct, I suppose, pilot projects, But what we wanted to do was localise our recruitment campaigns, focus on areas of socio-economic challenges, focus on areas that traditionally had high levels of youth unemployment, and focus on areas that had DESH schools. And what we wanted to do was present ourselves as an employer of choice in these areas to see, could we recruit from these areas in a quick manner that would give benefits both to us and to the local communities that we service. And the way that we approached this was to work with our local area offices. So we have a physical presence around the county in various different areas, and in those local area offices we are providing services ranging from community services to housing services to environmental services, and those area offices have the network of resources, the local network, the contacts with the local employment services and the organisations in the area. So we use those local area offices to identify opportunities to work with those local services to present an opportunity for recruitment in Dublin City Council at a local level to those people. We also had the support of the trade unions through our partnership forum. We had the support of the elected members who were very enthusiastic about the opportunity of being able to provide local recruitment in the electoral areas. And crucially, we had the support of the operational departments where these recruits would be working. And the operational departments provided key staff for information sessions, key staff for interview boards to support the process. Within the local areas, we had the support of the local employment services and local schools, and we had the support of the local employment service in the NEIC, the Ballymun Job Centre, the Northwest Area Partnership, and the North East Inner City Task Force. And these provided a link to their clients. They facilitated information sessions. They assisted their clients with the application and interview process and preparation for that process. And they even provided interview facilities for their clients in presenting to Dublin City Council for interview. To give you an example of the approach that we used in each of the areas, in the North East Inner City, we met with the schools, we went into the schools, we brought with us key members of our operational teams who could demonstrate their career development through Dublin City Council from entry level through to managerial level, to demonstrate the benefits, the opportunities, the learning and development and the career pathway that they had in Dublin City Council, and to sell us as an employer of choice. We met with the representatives of the local employment services. We told them the story of the opportunity. We told them how the application process was going to work, how the interview process was going to work, how they could support their clients, and how they could get them into the process in order for them to be successful in recruitment on the other side. In Ballymun, we took a different approach. We had an open session in the Ballymun Civic Centre supported by the Northwest Area Partnership and the Ballymun Job Centre. We had over 100 people attend that to get the same information from us about the process, about the application, about the interview, about the opportunities. And that's how we sold the idea at a local level, supported by those local partners and by our area offices. The outcomes from this pilot project in those two areas were that we had 286 applications through the schools and the local employment services in the target areas of Ballymun and the North Inner City. 152 candidates presented for interview. Every applicant was provided with an opportunity to attend for interview. And of those 152 candidates that presented for interview, a panel of 115 was formed. So a success rate at interview of 75%. And 84 appointments have been made from that panel to date. That's 84 people who have been engaged locally through our local services, through our local partners, and are now providing those services in those local areas. And what we have been able to do with those appointments is take into account people's geographic locations, where they've applied from, where they're located, and where we can most opportunely locate them in terms of their appointment within the operational departments. This, for us, has been hugely successful. It's provided us with a link to local communities, strengthening our ties with local communities, providing opportunities to local communities, and also being able to address the recruitment challenge in the operational workforce. And it has demonstrated, I think, positive benefits for the local authority and all of the other stakeholders who have engaged with it. The second program that we undertook was a targeted traineeship program. And the genesis of this program was engagement with a variety of stakeholders, and I suppose cognizance as well of the need to engage in traineeship programs, to increase our interaction in relation to traineeship programs, and to look at how we're bringing people into the workforce through those avenues, through those pathways like apprenticeship and traineeships. It was through discussion with the elected members, through discussion with the trade unions, that the idea was formed that maybe we could do this. Maybe we could establish a traineeship program specifically for Dublin City Council that would provide us with skilled employees coming through a defined program that was designed to benefit us into employment with us. So we spoke to the CDETB, the City of Dublin Educational Training Board, about this possibility, and they linked us with Ballyfermot Educational Training Centre to explore the possibility more. We identified a skills matrix across all of our operational departments to identify the cross-cutting skills, the ones that would be most beneficial to us as an organisation for learners coming into us in terms of where they could be appointed within the organisation. And we engaged with Ballyfermot then to look at what the mixture of certified skills, learning opportunities that they had that we could develop into a programme. And we did that. And we identified skills in relation to hard landscaping, concreting, paving, driving skills, safe pass, health and safety skills that could be provided in the Educational Training Centre on a 10-week basis to the learners who would then come into us for placement on a 10-week on-the-job training programme in Dublin City Council. And this was supported by our operational departments in housing maintenance, in roads maintenance, and in parks and landscape services, who agreed to take these trainees in on that 10-week training programme. To date, 28 trainee places have been assigned. There's a maximum of 14 places on the programme at any one time. 23 trainees have successfully come through from their training in Ballyfermot Educational Training Centre to the on-the-job training in Dublin City Council, and 20 of those have successfully transitioned into full-time employment with Dublin City Council following assessment. And that assessment has been done on 2 occasions over the 10-week placement in the same way as we would do with probation to assess people's suitability for employment. And we have brought them through then on a 1-year fixed-term contract into the organisation with a view to them progressing to permanent employment. It has been hugely successful from our perspective. It has increased our ties with the Educational Training Board. It has increased our ties with the Educational Training Centre. It has given us an idea of further opportunities that might be available in relation to working with them. And again, it has strengthened our ties. It has given people an opportunity who may not have had that opportunity in the past to come into the local authority sector and start a career with Dublin City Council. Thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to you today.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you very much, Simon. Look, lads, I'm kind of getting a bit cross here now. We've paid for that oil, and we haven't used a drop of it yet. So thank you to both speakers for running on time, a little bit ahead of time, catching up some minutes that we lost earlier in proceedings. What is striking me about the presentations, and this is going to be a theme as the afternoon or the morning wears on, is these are things that didn't have to be done, but they were done because they were the right thing to do, and they were done to solve a particular problem that the local authority was facing, which puts lie to the myth that rigid structures exist within local authority that prevent people from innovating and coming up with good ideas. So that's what we're celebrating here today, and indeed our next speaker is going to tell us about something like that again that would not have been conceived. You know, we didn't conceive the scale of the climate challenge. We didn't conceive that local authorities during a period of really high full employment would struggle to bring people in, nor did we imagine that we were going to deal with a massive influx of refugees from one particular country because of a war that impacted all of their lives. And this is the kind of thing that local authorities could easily shy away from, but one local authority did not do that.